So the first project that we would like to present is the Life Nature Garden. Well, my name is David de la Bodega. I'm the head of the legal program at SEO Per Life, the Spanish BirdLife partner. And I'm the project coordinator of the Life Nature Guardians. This project is the continuation of a first life project that we have developed from 2010 and to 2014. That was the Life Veneno projects. This project was essential for the implementation of many measures in Spain regarding this wildlife crime, and we decided to extend the actions of that project, the Life Veneno project, and many of the achievement to this new project, the Nature Guardians Against Environmental Crime, just extending that actions and measures to other kind of environmental crimes. So the aim of the project is just to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of actions to combat environmental crime in Spain and Portugal, but many of the actions and measures that we are developing in the framework of this project are aimed to be implemented at EU level, as I will tell you later. So, and the projects, the project is aimed to combat this environmental crime, but we are especially focusing on those committed against wildlife. I mean wildlife crimes. So we are dealing with crimes as arson fires, illegal waste management, nest destruction. So it's a type of illegal killing of birds, illegal killing in general. So not only birds, but other kind of illegal killing, illegal species trafficking, and of course the poisoning, that is other crime that we are working on. So the project coordinator of this project is SEO Per Life, as I told you before. We have very good partners in this project. That is one of them is the Guardia Civil. So is the first time that a police is a partner or are taking part in a live project. So we are very happy to have them on board. And we have also the Junta Andalucía. Many of you have mentioned the expertise on this issue, especially on poisoning. They are trainers of many EU policies. And we have also the participation of our colleagues from Portugal, the Portuguese Society for the Protection of Birds. So we count with the funding of the life programs, of course, and with the Ministry of Environment in Spain, and two regions, the Spanish regions, that is Valencia and Canarias. So why we decide to implement these projects? Because we have the previous experience that to combating the environmental crime, the wildlife crime, we are preserving nature. So this is a conservation measures. We are very convinced because of the results of these Veneno projects that fighting wildlife crime, we are just conserving, preserving and recovering many species. That is, as we have shown in Spain, that with the recovery of many species that have been threatened by the use of poison in the last year. So the duration of the projects is we are start on July 2018, and we are near to close the projects in the next years in July. The objective of the project is just to involve all the stakeholders and society against the environmental crimes. So just to involve to consider every one of these stakeholders in society as nature guardians. So with this phrase of this with the objective of acting, denouncing, and preserve natures. Regarding the sorry, okay. So as we say, we are counting with many stakeholders, just citizens, of course, police, farmers, judges, prosecutors, scientists. I mean, many of these of this sector and target audience are involved in the development of the actions, or are the recipes of the results. So the objective of the project is to increase the chains of expertise and best practices. So we have on board the two main environmental police in Spain. I mean, because we count with the Seprona of the Guardia Civil, and we also with the Andalusian teams that for sure the best environmental police dealing with this kind of crime. So the objective of the project is to spread this experience to other environmental police, not only in Spain and Portugal, but also in other EU countries. Other objective is to ensure and strengthen the proper enforcement and implementation of environmental crime law. So we will, as I will tell you, we are bringing several crimes to court, and we are promoting the denouncing of this kind of crimes to society, prevent environmental crime, raise awareness, and promote social, cultural, and changes of their objectives, improving the conservation status of the species and habitats. As I told you before, we are convinced that this is a conservation measures to fight against wildlife crimes, reduce the impunity, and increase the determination of criminal responsibility. Only the 4% of the environmental crimes are detected or have clearly on the perpetration of these crimes. So there are a very reduced level of determination of responsibility and authority. So, and other objectives is to increase the knowledge on the dimension of environmental crimes. We have developed several reports and studies on environmental crime. So some of the achievements that we have had during these 3 years of projects is the study on the implementation of the application of the Directive 2008/99, that is the Eco-Penal Directive. Other products has been the European workshop on policy investigation of crimes. This workshop was organized jointly with MP CrimeNet, the network of EU police, and jointly also with the El Pacto. There is a network involving environmental police from the south of America, and we also count with the participation of police forces for the whole European Union. The result was a document with several recommendations on topics as training, the means of to be applied by the police as protocols, and several other the use of new technologies and techniques in the investigation of crime. So we have had a broad recommendation on how to investigate and how to improve and give next steps on this matter at EU level. So I recommend you just to read this recommendation. So We also have work on a recommendation on valuation of wildlife species and national and EU regulation proposals. I will extend the information on this report later. We also conduct a study on the origin and motivation of environmental crime, environmental criminality. As I will stop also on this study because I think some of the conclusion could be interesting for in the framework of this workshop. And other achievement has been as I told you before, the legal actions for a better enforcement of environmental crime. So we are currently taking part in 11 criminal proceedings by wildlife crime, by habitat destructions, by illegal taking of water, and we are also taking part in 6 administrative proceedings, mainly by electrocutions, because we have opened in Spain 2 processes against an electrical company by electrocution in a penal court, but there are also other administrative proceedings that we are following and we are taking part. So we also have created a methodology for the recovery of information on wildlife mortality with the intention to implement a national database in Spain and Portugal, just to gather all the information regarding this wildlife mortality and natural wildlife mortality, including, of course, poisoning and other kind of illegal killing. We also have provided training for law enforcement officials in Spain, Portugal, and other EU environmental police. We have trained more than 1,000 agents. So we have trained all the Spanish police, regional police, national police, not only the Guardia Civil, but also the Policía Nacional. We also train the different regional police, like this, the Chancha, Mossos d'Esquadra, and all the environmental rangers in Spain and Portugal. And we also have the participation of police from France, the Genier from Portugal and Italy. So a very broad people have been trained under the project. So there is a really good there is a really need of training in and all the courses that we have promote has been really good follow. We also have analyzed and implement new techniques, technologies, and practice in the investigation of environmental crime, as the Guardia Civil is using drones and new other kind of techniques just to implementing this in several operations, and they are evaluating this kind of techniques and technologies just to improve the investigation of environmental crimes, including poisoning. And the specific operation has been developed on illegal trafficking, on illegal use of poisons, especially the Operation Antitox, and on electrocution of birds, illegal water abstraction, or arson fires. And one of the most important achievement of the project has been the creation of the Environmental Intelligence Analysis Unit in Seprona, is the Oficina Central Nacional. This is the first analyze unit in Europe on environmental intelligence. So this is a step forward in the investigation of this kind of crime, because it's supposed not only to react to the environmental crime, but just to have intelligence, just to prevention, and to organize the work done by the Guardia Civil in this kind of crime. So they have provided with several publications on intelligence regarding environmental crime. So and we think that this is a very good example of what it should be the next evolution of the development of the different environmental policies at EU level. And we also have several actions on communication and awareness raising. One of the most important has been a permanent installation in the National Museum of Natural Science, just raising awareness of the Article 45 or the Spanish Constitutions that regulate the rights and the obligations to the environment. So we have this right to enjoy the environment, but we also have the obligation to preserve it. And this is for us the right article that cover this idea of all of us, we are nature guardians. So, and first to give you an advance of what we are working, I would like to just stop in one of the report that we have done. Is the environmental crime motivation, because some of the results of this report, I think, could be interesting for this workshop. We have made this report on environmental crime motivation, just gathering and making an assessment of how the scientific and reports on environmental crime, not only in Spain and Portugal, but in worldwide. So this is the first and the first and complete report on this issue. So we have some of the conclusions that we have different motivation for environmental crimes, profit, of course, corruptions, conflicts. So we have detected many, for example, the illegal trafficking of species is close related in Africa, for example, with the funding of ISIS, of the terrorism. So this is clear a motivation for many wildlife crimes. But we also other kind of motivation, that is traditions, social cohesion, elitism. So I mean, just to have protect this species is a motivation for environmental crimes. So we have analyzed the different motivations for environmental crimes, but just stopping in wildlife offenders, and one of the conclusions of the report of this study, that the infractions are committed by men in the 100% of the offenses regarding wildlife crime. The offenders are men. This is the result in Spain and Portugal. So we have analyzed the different sentence to conclude this. Are usually perpetrated by a single person. By a person, and the average is around 42 years old. So birds are the species that suffer most from wildlife infringement, and we would say that, for example, in the case of we also have make interviews to different law enforcement officials, and most of them are support the idea of have more higher sanctions for this kind of crime, because they consider that the lowness of these sanctions are increasing the impunity of this kind of crimes. So there are other conclusions. I invite you just to go through our website of the project, just to read more about this motivation report. So another other report that we have developed, and I think is interesting, or I would like to mention, is the methodology for economic valuation of fauna. So we have there is no a common methodology, not in Spain, neither in Portugal, and neither in the European Union, to the evaluation of fauna in cases of wildlife crime, including, of course, poisoning. So we have developed a methodology just to calculate in an objective way how to calculate the cost of the fauna damaged by a wildlife crime, as is poisoning. So the result of this valuation is an economic economic formula that's consider a baseline cost of a baseline cost, and we have provide with different with different coefficients that should be applied to this baseline cost, as is the category of classification of the species, or if this is an endemism or not. The biological determination also, if if it's an immature species or X, or a mature species specimens. The cost of remediation of the damage done by the specimen, and other determinations that have been considered. I think we are working just to implement this methodology in Spain and Portugal, but we will also would like to present this methodology to the European Union, just to be because we think that is a methodology that could be implementing in the rest of EU countries. And I would like to go back to the the next steps of the project, and the main action that we are developing at this moment is a manual on police investigation of wildlife crime and protocols for EU law enforcement officers. This is a work that we are doing with the Junta de Andalucía. They have developed several manuals on wildlife crime investigation, and we are working on a manual to be implemented not only in the Spanish framework, but also that could be implemented in any other country, or in the other yes, in other at the international level. So this is something that I think will show how the Junta de Andalucía is working, and how just to have success in the investigation of this kind of crimes. We also work in a sentences guidance on wildlife crime that would be, I think, is really interesting, just from the our experience in court. We are just working on this, just to be spread and to be used by legal professionals. And we are also working on the organization of several international trainings for law enforcement officials. And this is all from this project. So if you would like to more information about this, you have my email and my contact. And I invite you just to visit the Guardianes website, where you can find some of the actions and products that I have set up. Okay, thank you.